Hi, good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, guys. If you can hear me correctly, please let me know in the comments. If you can hear me clearly, let me know in the comments so that we can get started immediately. All right, good morning, everyone. So let's get started immediately. You're welcome back to today's live session, guys. You're absolutely welcome. So I want to believe everyone is active. If you are new to our live session, drop it in the comments. Let us welcome you officially. If you are new to our live session, drop it in the comments so that we can welcome you officially. All right, you're absolutely welcome to today's live session, guys. And we hold this live session every Saturdays by 9 a.m. as we are holding it right now. So set your time, set your alarm, invite your friends, invite everybody to join up on this live session. And just the way we do it, drop the asset you want me to analyze in the comments. Whatever asset you want me to analyze, keep dropping them in the comments. I'm going to pick some of the assets and we're going to work on them. And please take note that this live session is specifically for synthetic indices. No crypto, no currency pairs. This is specifically designed for synthetic indices. So I'm just going to get started with the one I have currently, and when we have people who has mentioned assets in the comments, we're going to pick from them. So the asset I am currently on the outlook for right now is a volatility 10 that we have on board right now. That is what I am currently looking at. And just the way we do it, we start from the higher time frame. So this is 24 hours time frame. Let's get started. And if you guys have been attending all our live sessions, we made this particular analysis before it's played out. This particular sell that is currently playing out, we made this analysis few weeks back where we had our last break of structure here. We had market come back to take liquidity, and then you can see how the sell was really massive, and our target was this low. We are expecting market to come back and take out this low, and that has been achieved. So what are we seeing currently with the current market structure? Now we have a sweep, not a break of structure. We've not had a break of structure yet. All right, I'm seeing new people. You are absolutely welcome. You're welcome to our live session. So we have a sweep, not a break of structure yet. All right, and so since this is a sweep, we're going to look at the internal structure. Look at the last break of structure internally for us to determine if market is going to eventually come back and give us a proper break, or we are just going to come into the internal structure and we are going to move that way. So for me to get the internal structure, I need to check on my mid time frame. So I'm going to be checking the 4 hours time frame, which is the mid time frame I love to use. So this is 4 hours time frame. And our last break of structure internally was to the downside. We had one here, we had a break here, and we had another break to the downside. So whatever I am expecting, I am either expecting market to come back to this area, into this internal structure, give me a continuation, or I am expecting it to come back to this fair value gap area. You need to see all of these things when you are making analysis. So I can be expecting market to come back to this fair value gap area. It is very visible, and market just use this particular high as an inducement. But take note, you cannot always tell the inducement until market proves it. So that is why we only project inducement. You cannot be so sure. We only project it. So this particular high is a projected inducement. However, you can see that we have distance and momentum. We had impulse to the downside. So yeah, market can just come into this internal structure and give us that continuation to the downside. So if we check the 2 hours time frame, which is also a mid time frame, let's check the 2 hours time frame to solidify whatever we are saying on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so on this 2 hours time frame, market is currently reacting here. We need to know where market is reacting from. Is this a good area of reaction? Yes, for me it is, because it is an untested order block. This is an untested order block that we have here. As much as there is still sponsored candle above, but you can see that it is showing that we have that sponsored candle properly filled. So I am not expecting market to, come back to this sponsored candle. If we're going to come as high as this, I'm just expecting it to come to this fair value gap. However, we've not had a proper break internally here. Market, this is not a proper break to the downside, but yeah, this is a break. This is a break. This is a change of character. But remember, a change of character does not even mean if market is going to continue, but it is like a first way of showcasing to you that market is weak, or that particular move is weak. So we have a change of character already. Let's look at our internal structure. We have a break of structure to the downside here. You can see that we had a break of structure to the downside. Let's start with this for us to be able to understand where market is currently. A break of structure to the downside. Market came back and properly tested all of those areas, right? We had another break of structure to the downside here. Another break of structure. After this break of structure, we created this high, but this is still not a proper retracement for us. This particular move is not a proper retracement for me. You can see that we still had like a void above this retracement. So we had this move to the downside. So when market came back and gave us this change of character, it was market telling us that we are seeking for a point of interest that is likely for us to use, right? So my first point of interest, I'm going to mark it based on 1 hour time frame. I love marking my point of interest from the higher time frame. So based on this for 1 hour time frame, I am projecting this high as an inducement, and I am expecting market to come back to this zone. This is volatility 10 for those asking which asset. So I am expecting market to come back to this zone and use this area as inducement. This is a projected inducement for me, and this is my point of interest. Now when market gets back here, you will have to get a confirmation. So the confirmation I'm going to be waiting for when market gets here is a little change of character on the 10 minutes time frame, 10 minutes or 5 minutes time frame, a change of character with a body candle, not a wick. So I am expecting a change of character, then a retracement, and we are going to proceed to the downside. So this is my point of interest for volatility 10 index. Okay, so let us pick another asset from the comment section. So let's go with volatility 50. Volatility 50. All right, so this is volatility 50. Let's check on the 24 hours time frame. So this is volatility 50 24 hours time frame. Where is our last break of structure? That is the first question. Our last break of structure was definitely to the downside. Internally, we have this sweep already. We made analysis on this volatility 50 sometimes back also for this particular sell that is happening. So we had our last break of structure internally here. So let's go to our mid time frame. Your analysis is not expected to be complicated. So this is our last break of structure internally. This is a point of interest I am expecting market to come back to. We take all of this. We take this I as an inducement, okay? Then we come back to this sponsored candle before we make that move to the downside. Now, with the current move of the market, what can we see? Can we see a buy or can we see a sell? I'm going to go to 2 hours time frame and I am going to allow the 2 hours determine that. So where we are currently reacting from, let's mark out that POI. This is where we are reacting from. Is it a good area? Yes, it is actually a good area, but I am not going to depend on this particular point of interest. As much as it is a good area, market came back and took this particular high as our secondary inducement and used the nearest point of interest for this move to the downside. But I cannot rely on this particular point of interest. Market can just get into the middle of anywhere and give us a buy continuation till we come back to this point of interest. Okay, so this is still the point of interest that is valid for me, but currently there is no point of interest for a buy movement. I cannot see any area for a buy movement because we already have our change of character to the downside. However, I'll still not say you should sell the market anywhere yet until we have this break of structure to the downside. When this break of structure happens, let's see a break of structure, then would come back to fill up this fair value gap and we can continue the sell movement. You will target the nearest external liquidity, which is the nearest low. So let's just wait for a break of this particular low, a pushback into the fair value gap, and a continuation to the downside, right? So that is my view for volatility 50 currently. So let's pick another asset. Keep dropping the asset you want us to make analysis on. So let's go with volatility 75 index. Okay. So you can see that I made analysis on this before, but let's go to 24 hours time frame. Our last break of structure on the 24 hours time frame was to the downside, and we have this distance and momentum. Market has not given us intention to come back into this void area, so we are not even looking for a buy movement anytime soon until market gives us intention. So I'm going to go to 4 hours time frame, and when we talk about intention, it's just like a change of character that we want to come back into, the void area. We've not had it yet. So on this 4 hours time frame, we have this, a break of structure to the downside. Let's start with this. We had another break to the downside. Market is currently reacting at a strong range area. We had our change of character to the downside. A change of character. And as you can see, we have fair value gap above. So let's go to 2 hours time frame. So this particular high serves as a liquidity, as a projected inducement for me, for market to come back into this fair value gap. So if we go to 15 minutes time frame, let's see a change of character and we move with the market. So this is already a change of character. So let's see a small retracement and then join the market for the sell continuation. This is the target. This is my first target, this particular low. Then this is my final target. We already have a change of character on the 15 minutes time frame. So get a little retracement, get a confirmation, and then join the sell movement. Okay. So let's do volatility 25. Keep dropping the assets you want us to make analysis on, guys. So let's do volatility 25, 24 hours time frame. All right, so on this 24 hours time frame, we had a sweep. We made analysis on this too, I think last week. We had a sweep, not a proper break. Market gave us another sweep. However, we still have a void area above. We still have this void area, so I'm going to be marking that out. I'm going to be marking this void area out. The only area that will confirm to me that we want to continue the buy movement is when market breaks this particular high. Until we break this high, I'm not ready to look for a long-term sell. A long-term buy. Until market takes out this particular high, I'm not looking for a long-term buy. But when we have this high taken, then I can, visualize these highs being taken. So right now, where market is currently, let's go to 4 hours time frame. Where market is currently is a good zone if we want to continue the sell. However, we have to have a change of character for us to determine if we're going to continue the sell or market is going to continue the buy. So we have a sweep of this high, a If we're going to continue the sell, I am expecting market to come back and break this low. This is the low I am expecting market to break if we're going to continue the sell. So currently what we have in the market, I am going to advise that you stay off the market from buying or selling until market gives a clear direction, because this particular move might just take out this high, then come back and break this low, and then we're going to continue to the downside. Once this high takes out this particular high and we start having an impulse to the downside in breaking this low, then I am going to look out for a sell continuation. But for now, with what market is currently doing, I am going to stay off the market. I cannot look for a buy continuation. This has already given us enough impulse, and I cannot look for a sell continuation because we do not have an intention for a sell movement yet. Okay, I hope that is clear. Right, so let us go to the next asset, which is jump 75. Let's try jump. We've been doing volatility indices, so let's try jump. So this is jump 25. Let's go to the 24 hours time frame. 24 hours time frame. So where is our last break of structure? 24 hours time frame. We have a break of structure to the downside internally, a break. We have a void above here, so I'm going to be marking out that fair value gap. Four hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we have our break to the downside. We have our last break to the downside. So until this high is broken, that is when we can then see if market is going to come back to our void area, right? So let's go to 2 hours time frame to see where we can get a possible continuation. For this particular range, I am seeing this high as an inducement. So if this high is taken and we have a change of character, I'm going to look out for a sell continuation. It automatically means market is not ready to give us intention to come back to the void area. So this is what I am currently seeing on jump 75. Let's have a take of this high. I want to see this high taken as an inducement, and market is going to use this sponsored candle, right? This is a sponsored candle here based on this range. Then we would have a change of character, and then you can continue that sell movement. But for now, I would not advise you to look out for a buy movement, because we are already at a very, we are already at premium zone. Market has given us that impulse, all of that impulse. So you looking for a buy movement is getting trapped in the middle of the market. Okay, so let's wait for a break of this high, which is our inducement, a change of character, and we're going to look out for a sell continuation. So I'm going to do one more asset, and I am going to take questions. So if you have questions, drop it in the comments. If you have questions, drop it in the comments. So the last one I'm going to be doing is volatility 75-1S. If you have questions, drop it in the comments so that I can attend to your questions. So this is volatility 75-1S. Let's go to 24 hours time frame. We already have a break of structure to the downside. Market came back to take this high as our inducement. We came back to a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap here above our inducement. So after that, we had a change of character. Absolutely, we had this change of character to the downside. So let's go to 4 hours time frame. This is a change of character. Normally, I would be expecting market to use this area for a sell continuation, but I am saying something else. We have an hidden double top. This is an hidden double top. Look at what we have here. So I guess this is what market came back to take as the inducement. And we are reacting at a very good area currently. We're currently reacting at a good area. That is an hidden top. So let's go to our 30 minutes time frame and see a confirmation. So we have this break. So I am expecting a retracement. I can't jump into the sell except if you're willing to, put your stop loss at a very high place. If you're willing to jump here, then your stop loss should be on this high. But currently, I'm not willing to risk that money. So I'm going to be waiting for a retracement back here. Take this high. I want this high to be taken. Then we have a change of character and we can continue to the downside. Okay, so this is my view on volatility 75 1s currently. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this live session. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I have a lot of videos that you can actually watch and improve your knowledge on this YouTube channel. So check out the YouTube channel and you're going to see a lot of videos that will help your trading, lifestyle. So we have some questions here. What do you mean by void? What do you mean by void? What I mean by void is areas that has not been properly tested. I have a short about it. I made a short yesterday, I guess. You can check this particular YouTube channel for that short, and I explained how you can recognize void areas where you can see areas that has not been properly tested, where market has not given you a proper retracement. When we don't have a proper retracement at a particular range, it automatically means that area has been left void. Do you understand? So someone is saying when watching your videos it looks simple, but when analyzing the chart the reality sets in. I understand that, but you need to know that whenever you're learning anything, you have to set structure in place, know what you're looking out for, and looking out for that particular thing. You need to segment what you're looking out for, and that makes it very simple. And I guess that is why my videos are very simple as well, because I segment everything I want to look out for. What I want to see, a break of structure, I want to see liquidity, I want to see point of interest. If any asset is not giving me that, it automatically means it is not worth my time. So you don't have to make it complex, right? Just write out what you're looking out for and look out for those things. And when you don't see them, sometimes you're not going to see them in the market. That's the truth. Sometimes it appears blurry, but any asset you're not seeing them from, get out of the market and wait for the market and wait for another asset that is going to align with your goal, right? What time frame is better for looking for the change of character confirmation? I always advise 15 minutes time frame, 15 minutes, 30 minutes time frame. I won't advise that you go lower. I would not advise you go lower because we have a lot of noise on the lower time frame. So I would definitely not advise that you go lower than 15 minutes time frame. Yeah, I have answered the confirmation entry question. Just go on 15 minutes and 30 minutes time frame. Even if you are a scalper, ensure that you get your confirmation on 15 minutes and 30 minutes time frame. That's what many people do not know. When you get your confirmation on 30 minutes, 15 minutes time frame, it is very, very easy for you to get an entry on 1 minute or 5 minute time frame. Alright guys, if we do not have any other question, we're going to call it a day. So if you're new here, click the link in the description and join the Telegram channel. You do not want to miss any information from us, so join the Telegram channel. Okay, I still have a question here. Thank you. Please give us assignment that you can mark. Okay. Okay, let's see next week, but not this week. Please, does sponsored candle mean the same as other block? To me, it does not mean the same thing. Sponsored candle has characteristics, but to me, other block does not have characteristics. Okay, so that is how I differentiate my sponsored candle from my other block. Criteria for your inducement. I have videos that you can actually watch, right? I have videos you can watch as regards inducement. Can I get a replay of the beginning of the beginners class on Zoom yesterday? Please reach out to your tutor on WhatsApp. So that's going to be all for today, guys. Have an amazing, 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 and beautiful weekend ahead. I'm going to see you guys next week, Saturday. Same time, same channel. Bye, guys.